welcome y'all to my YouTube channel. This is my first video that I'm uploading. Now, I know y'all see some videos when you go to my page, but those are old videos. Some of the videos of me rapping, I used to be a local rapper. And I believe I could have made it big. I traveled a lot, doing shows, been around a lot of famous artists. And then I made a transition to positive rap, so that's some of the stuff y'all see on the old videos. I just wanted to use the same YouTube page, so I'm not gonna take them off. I'm gonna leave them up there. But assalamu alaikum, hotep, peace, grand rising, good morning, all of that. Welcome y'all to my channel, Prison Talk and Doing for Self. I'm Yasir X. I'm from Mississippi. I did 12 years in prison the first time. Stayed out about 5 years, went back, did another year, made parole. I moved to Shreveport, Louisiana. And this is where I am now. Shout out to all my people back home. Shout out to all the people I'm connected with in Shreveport. Shreveport showed me mad love. Salute. So this first video I want to talk about the mistakes made in prison when you a short timer. And when you a short timer, I mean, you got a few days to go home. And it depends on what type of person you is, or what type of person you was while you was doing your time. You know, especially a laid back, quiet person who didn't talk a lot, who wasn't affiliated and whatnot. So this incident I want to talk about is two white boys. One of the white boys was finna go home the next day. One of the white boys was affiliated with the SCRs. For those who don't know, the SCR is Simon City Raws. It's a white gang that's connected to a black gang, the GDs. And for those that don't know, in Mississippi, in prison, we got all the gangs. We got the Aryan Brotherhood, we got the SCRs, you got Latin Kings, you got Vice Lords, you got Stones, you got Four Corner Hustlers, you got BDs, BGDs, BDs, which is where I come from, the BDs, and Crips and Bloods. You don't have a lot of Crips and Bloods because, well, yeah, you don't have a lot of Crips and Bloods. Not when I was there. It's probably bigger now that we see a lot of rappers representing those gangs, so it's probably kind of big now in prison. But what a lot of people don't realize, in Mississippi, we have everything that Chicago have. And that's the GDs, the BDs, the BGDs, the Stones, the Foes, etc., because everybody in Chicago, their four parents are from Mississippi. And a lot of people in Mississippi come from Chicago. So, let's get into the story. So I'm in Marshall County. Marshall County is a prison in Mississippi that's close to Memphis, Tennessee. It's on the it's in Holly Springs, Mississippi. It's on the Mississippi and Tennessee line, right? So I slept beside this white boy, quiet white boy. And mind you, the white boy's finna go home the next day. So it's another white boy, the SCR. He in the white gang. And I can't remember their names. This was like in 2001. I had been in prison about 5 years at the time. I went to prison when I was 16, going on 17. And anyway, so it was child time, right? And I forgot what transpired between the two, but I think the white boy that was supposed to go home the next day, he owed the SCR a cup of noodles. So it was child time, right? And I didn't go to lunch that day. I think they had some goulash. I knew they had something I didn't want, so I didn't go. And so, but everybody fell out for child except the ones that didn't go. And all of a sudden, a few minutes passed, and you could tell with something going on, because everybody rushing to the building, the guards, you could hear the radios, the guards rushing out, so something happened. So make a long story short, the SCR punched the white boy on the way back from child. And in Marshall County, you had 4 dorms. You had A, B, C, and D. That's the general population. Then you had E and F, if I remember correctly. Those were the lockdown. That's the lockdown part. But anyway, when you step out of a dorm, and each dorm had 4 pies. When you step out of a dorm, you can go straight across and go into the next dorm. But in between, against the wall on both sides, you had the fire extinguishers, and they was cased. So when the guys came back on the zone, they said the white boy hit the white boy, punched the white boy, and the white boy, he knocked the white boy out. The white boy was falling, and he hit his head on one of the fire extinguisher case, and he died on the spot. So again, the purpose of the video is the mistakes you make when you're a short timer. If you know you about to go home, don't borrow nothing from nobody. And most importantly, if you're really not cool with a person, you shouldn't be telling them when you're going home, because you got guys in there that's never going home, or guys in there that's doing a lot of time. So that's something you don't want to do. In prison, it's a lot of do's and don'ts. So those that have never been, when you go, if you live in that lifestyle, when you go, you got to figure out the do's and don'ts. So being a short timer, this white boy had no business borrowing nothing from nobody, or even telling anybody when he was going home. He was going home the next day and didn't make it home. He ended up getting killed over a couple of noodles. It was crazy. But that's just one of the incidents I seen while I was in prison. And as I upload these videos and, things start coming back to me, I'm going to be sharing those videos. Some going to be good, some going to be bad. But I need y'all to subscribe, like, and share my videos. Let's get this page popping. I'm going to have some merchandise on here soon. I'm going to have everything tweaked out once I get to a certain level. And by now, you should know that I am a Muslim. I am a follower of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I'll be sharing information from the Nation of Islam as well, because there is no organization on this planet, especially when it comes to the black man and black woman in America, that has transformed lives, that has transformed thinking of black people here in America. And I am a prime example. By the will and grace of God, I started my own business, my own home improvement company. How I got started is a whole nother story. I'll share that another time. But I'm on my way to a job site now to work on this project. I'm remodeling a room. So I'm about to go work on that project. And so for those who are in prison, and if you're watching this, get your head right while you're in there. Come home, start you a business, do something for yourself. Now, I'm not knocking if you got a 9 to 5. You know, you got to make your money the best way you can. But for those who inspire to be entrepreneurs and, you know, build a business, want to do something for yourself, it's possible. It's possible. In the business that I'm in, everybody wants something worked on in their house. You got apartment complexes, you got hotels that need work. So it's real good money in this field. And I learned the skills that I learned from experience. At the beginning, I didn't have a clue. So be on the lookout for the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Rock with me, my people. Prison talk and doing for self. Assalamu alaikum.